Hello, everyone. Welcome. We are live on Fight TV from the center of Hollywood, California. I'm Johnny LaQuasto alongside my broadcast partner, Jack Farmer. Jack, it's always a little hectic when it comes to the Influencer Fight League. This is IFL 6, and there's nothing like it. As a matter of fact, there was a huge parade in Los Angeles today, which means traffic is insane. People are late getting to the venue. That's why the fights haven't started yet. But we wanted to come on air just to say hello, to let you know that the fights are coming. And Jack, it's going to be a great night.
Well, Influencer Fight League is all about just chaos and anarchy and fun and excitement. So, of course, there would be a parade happening at the same time as the Influencer Fight League. In fact, probably threw it for the Influencer Fight League. But I digress. Every single time we do one of these things, they get bigger and better. And this time around is no exception, really. This looks like an incredible show. I cannot wait for this event to get started.
This venue is gorgeous. We are at the Academy in LA, right on Hollywood Boulevard. And, 4 months in the making, really. Last February, we had IFL 5 Battle Games. Tonight is IFL 6 Worlds Collide. And we decided, let's step it up a notch. We're live on Fight TV for the very first time. So, Jack, we have about a dozen fights tonight, including even a tag team boxing match, which is really an IFL original. It's a little bit insane, but you have that to look forward to as well.
I talked about chaos and anarchy before. That tag team match, that boxing tag team match. I know some of you who may have never seen this before are probably asking yourself, how does this work? Well, don't worry, little birdies. Mom is going to feed you. We're going to tell you all about it. What happens, you got two people on each side, and the boxers can literally, like a pro wrestling match, tag in and out, and it makes for just a wild and exciting time. You guys are going to be in for a treat.
On top of that, one of the tag teams actually dropped out just last night. A new tag team has entered. So if you love a little bit of chaos, if you love the entertainment when it comes to sports, that's what the IFL is all about. And I did enjoy the little birdie analogy.
Yeah, you got to paint a picture. It's a canvas with words.
You certainly painted a picture there, but we also have a lot of titles on the line. Let's get to the main event. The King, Alberto Ochoa, will be defending the IFL and ICB North American Super Welterweight title as he defends against essentially a friend of his who created a bit of chaos between the two, Xavier Long. Xavier claims, Jack, that because he's a great football player, he feels like he's the better athlete, that Ochoa doesn't stand a chance, that he's going to go home with both titles.
Well, yeah, it's one of those things where Xavier, he says to himself, I'm a great athlete, and if you're a great athlete, you can compete in anything. But Alberto Ochoa, the first ever person to be an IFL champion, won the title at the last event we did.
Yes, he did.
Really showed us just how talented he is in this ring. I think Xavier's going to have his hands full with this one. But I think it's going to be an incredible contest. And Xavier, I know he just wants to prove Albert wrong. These two got a little feisty in an interview earlier this week. And I think it's going to start off a little professional and then maybe get a little heated as it goes on.
Well, you got to love the confidence of Xavier Long. But when it comes down to it, Alberto Ochoa, boxing is what he wants his profession to be. He wants to go pro. He is incredibly focused, and what a main event it's going to be. But we also have a women's title that has been created for the ICB and IFL. It is the Featherweight Championship. And Brooklyn Barwick and Nikki Kangaroo, these two are contrasts in style, contrasts in personalities. You interviewed them both. Brooklyn Barwick is never at a loss for words.
No, not at all. You do these interviews, and you're hoping you get things a little spicy, get things a little hyped up. I had no idea what I was in for when I sat down with those two. Brooklyn wanted to get the fight going right then and there, and she's just, as her coach calls her, like a mini pit bull, a mini tank, a mini Mike Tyson. And she really lives up to that. But Nikki, undefeated at IFL events, ranked as an influencer boxer, so she's not someone who's going to get stepped on in this ring. This is something that I think is going to be great to see. First ever female IFL champion crowned right here tonight. It's history in the making.
And when it comes down to it, Brooklyn is trying to get inside the head of Nikki Rue, but Nikki essentially is the elder of the two, even though she's a very young woman in her own right. But Brooklyn Barwick, very unpredictable. She's only 23. She is fueled by cannabis. That's one of her catchphrases. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Speaking of which, in our co-main event, Big Sam and Knick Knack Paddywhack, these are two individuals You look at Paddywhack, I mean, millions of followers on social media. He's done a little bit of everything, but the one thing he hasn't done is what Big Sam has done, and that is smoke Pringles. And that's how he's gone viral. I'll be honest, I haven't seen it. I don't know how to do that.
I don't even know where you begin smoking Pringles. I don't know where you begin the idea of smoking Pringles.
Once you pop, you can't stop, I guess.
It's these two guys. Now, Sam is one of the most positive, self-assured people you're going to come across. And in their interview, he really was getting under the skin of Nick Nack Paddywhack. But I don't know if it really got to Nick Nack. I don't know if it really got to him mentally, but we'll have to see. I feel like Big Sam was really trying to stir the pot when they were talking, really trying to be aggressor verbally. But sometimes that works out for people, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it just makes your opponent more upset and more angry, and it's going to be a battle of the heavyweights.
It certainly is. They got nose-to-nose yesterday at the weigh-ins. Big Sam came in at 281. Paddywhack came in at 271. That's 550-plus pounds of humanity that will clash tonight. We also have a few more titles that have also been invented by the IFL for some of the more seasoned boxers. So one of those titles being the IFL Elite Super Welterweight title. Juju Ramos will be taking on Josue Coach Progressor. Juju Ramos is a very determined young fighter. Much like Ochoa, he says, look, I want to be professional, and if I have to use the IFL to get there, I'm going to. But he's got a great test in Coach Progressor. It's going to be a lot of fun.
The F in Influencer Fight League still stands for fight, and that's where Juju and Coach Progressor really like to hang their hat. They're not as much about being the influencers, they're about being fighters. Both these guys really impressed in their last outing at Influencer Fight League 5, both of them picking up wins against other opponents. And this is what I think Influencer Fight League is becoming more about. Yes, people are popular. Yes, they have followers. But there's also going to be a lot of really great fights, really great action, and really talented athletes in there.
And there's also going to be a couple of coaches fighting. You know, how do you get inside the ring? You have to train. Well, we also have the IFL Super Elite Middleweight title as Vincent the Razor Ruiz, a 12-year veteran, coaching boxer after boxer, many influencers, along with KC Fantastic LA, 8 years in his own right in the ring. This might be the most seasoned fight we see tonight.
Yeah, both these guys, KC Fantastic LA in a lot of ways has been sort of the heart and soul of the boxing side of IFL. Been to more events than any of the other boxers on the roster. Always comes out to put on a good fight. Always really puts it all out in the ring. Always has good matches. Vincent Ruiz, he showed up to IFL at IFL 5 and he said, hey, I haven't been boxing for a while, trying to get back into it, but when we watched that match, looked like there was no ring rust. Looked like he hadn't been away at all. Yeah. He was incredible, and so this one is going to be one, as a fan of IFL, really excited to see.
And with a lot of the fights tonight, you might not necessarily see a ton of respect between the two fighters because it is very unpredictable with the personalities. But one fight where you will see tons of respect is the fight between KC Fantastic LA and the Razor Ruiz. So it's a little bit of everything. The IFL 6 truly has everything and the kitchen sink that is going to be tossed at you. We have just amazing graphics here for you. You're going to see video packages. We have music performances, I believe, as well.
Multiple music performances throughout the night. And I was here for sound check, and Johnny, they are incredible. We are going to have a very entertaining time. I know we're kicking off the show with a musical performance, so you're going to want to stay tuned for that. But we also have performances that are going to be a part of a little bit of a mid-show show we're having. We're going to have one near the end. Great stuff. Very wide variety of music in store for you guys. That's what IFL's about. It's like a show within a show within a show. You've got all sorts of stuff.
And if you think we're trying to get a message across saying, I don't know what I'm about to see, it's a fact. Him and I don't even know everything we're about to see. We're learning on the fly just like you, and that's what makes IFL fun. There is no script here. It is just wild chaos and entertainment for you, and it's all going to be live momentarily on Fight TV. So, wow, it's really starting to fill in here now. We're getting there, guys. IFL 6 Worlds Collide is about to happen. Do not go anywhere. Thanks for making that purchase. You did the right choice. Live on Fight TV. We'll be right back.